नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा
Hare
कृष्णा कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna Hare Hare
हरे राम
Hare Rama
राम
Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to our daily morning reading of Srimad Bhagavatam. I seek blessings from Srila Prabhupada, the entire Guru Parampara, and my Guru Maharaj, so I can follow and I can serve their instructions sincerely. And I seek blessings from all of you. I offer my obeisances to all of you. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. We are reading from Canto 1, chapter 15, titled Pandavas Retire Timely. And in this chapter, so far, we have seen that Arjun has returned from Dwarka. For the first few verses of this chapter, we saw how Arjun was showing the strong feeling of separation from Krishna, how he recalls Krishna's favors and protection. From verse 7 to 17, we saw 17 that we read yesterday. We witnessed how Arjun was expressing deep gratitude towards Krishna. He was remembering how Krishna protected him in many battles, including the great Mahabharat war. He recalls how Krishna saved them from Durvasa Muni's wrath. Then he recalls how Krishna took the humble position of being his chariot driver, his Sarathi, and gave him the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita on the battlefield. So, and also whether it is winning Draupadi in the Swayamvar or it is protecting Draupadi in the Asat Sabha. Arjun says that it was all Krishna. It was all Krishna's grace. Then now from verse 18 to 23, we will see how Arjun remembers the intimate moments with Krishna and he deeply feels the void of his absence. We might think, oh, what is this? Just the stories from Mahabharata in Srimad Bhagavatam. No philosophy of bhakti. But we will see that through these narrations, Bhagavatam is one by one unfolding Krishna's qualities to us. And that is what Vaishnavas like. That is what they like to hear. That is what they love to hear. Srīmad Bhāgavatam Purāṇam Amalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam. So one of the shlokas of Bhagavatam itself says, so it is full of such narrations about the Nam, Rup, Gun and Leela, the name, the form, the qualities and pastimes, and his relationships with his devotees. And that's why Bhagavatam is very dear to devotees. Yad Vaishnavanam Priya. Because that is what even Krishna says, my devotees do. He says in Bhagavad Gita 10.9, Matchita madgat prana bodhayantah parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. That my devotees always derive great satisfaction, tushyanti, and bliss, ramanti, from always discussing, always enlightening each other and conversing about me. So, the symptoms of a devotee, Krishna himself describes that devotees of the Lord are 24 hours a day engaged in glorifying his qualities and his pastimes. Their hearts and souls are constantly submerged in Krishna, and they take pleasure in discussing Krishna Katha, his qualities, his name, his form, his pastimes with other devotees. So let's continue hearing more from Arjun about his relationship with Krishna. Let's hear him unfold more of Krishna's qualities to us. Let's go to verse 18. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. नर्माण्युदाररुचिरस्मितशोभितानि हे पार्थ हेऽर्जुन सखे कुरु नन्दनेति सञ्जल्पितानि नरदेव हृदि स्पृशानि स्मर्तुर्लुठन्ति हृदयं मम माधवस्य. Let's look at word to word. Narmani, conversation in jokes. Udara, talked very frankly. Ruchira, pleasing. Smita Shobhitani, decorated with a smiling face. Hey, note of address. Partha, O son of Pritha. Hey, note of address. Arjun, Arjun. Sakhe, friend. Kuru Nandana, son of the Kuru dynasty. Iti, and so on. Sanjal Pitani, such conversation. Naradev, O king. Hridi, heart. Sprushani, touching. Smartuhu, by remembering them. Luthanti, overwhelms. Hridayam, heart and soul. Mama, mine. Madhavasya, of Madhav, Krishna. Translation by Krishna Kripamurti, His Loving Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. O King, his jokings and frank talks were pleasing and beautifully decorated with smiles. His addresses unto me as O son of Pritha, O friend, O son of the Kuru dynasty, and all such heartiness are now remembered by me, and thus I am overwhelmed. So Arjuna is remembering his intimate pastimes, his intimate relationship with Krishna. Srila Prabhupada hasn't commented, he hasn't given us a purport on this shloka. So we will move on to the next one, verse 19. शय्यासनाटनवीकथन भोजनादेश एक्याद्वयस्य ऋतवानिति विप्रलब्धा सख्यु सखेव पितृवत्नयस्य सर्वं सेहे महान्महितया कुमतेरघं मे. Word to word. Shayya, sleeping on the bed. Asan, sitting on one seat. Atan, walking together. Vikathan, self-adoration. Bhojan, dining together. Adishu, and in all such dealings. Aikyat, because of oneness. Vayasya, O my friend. Rutvan, truthful. Iti, thus. Vipralabdhaha, misbehaved. Sakyuhu, unto a friend. Sakha eva, just like a friend. Pitruvat, just like a father. Tanayasya, of a child. Sarvam, all. Sehe, tolerated. Mahan, great. Mahitaya, by glories. Kumatehe, of one who is of low mentality, agham, offense, may, mind. Would anyone like to read the translation and the purport, please?
Yes, Mataji, I can do it.
Yes, please.
Prabhupada ki jai. Generally, both of us used to live together and sleep, sit and loiter together. And at the time of advertising oneself for acts of chivalry, sometimes if there were any irregularity, I used to reproach him by saying, "My friend, you are very truthful." Even in those hours when his value was minimized, he, being the Supreme Soul, used to tolerate all those utterings of mine, excusing me exactly as a true friend excuses his true friend, or a father excuses his son. Purport. Since the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is all perfect, his transcendental pastime with his pure devotees never lack anything in any respect, either as a friend, son, or lover. The Lord relishes the reproaches of friends, parents, or finances more than the Vedic hymns offered to him by great learned scholars and religionists in an official fashion. Hare Krishna Mother.
Thank you, Guruji, Hare Krishna. So, in the previous verse, Arjun is remembering how Krishna used to joke with him. And in this verse, he remembers how Krishna used to tolerate Arjun's misbehavior at times. When Pandavas were in exile, in the last year, they were living in the kingdom of King Virat. And Arjun had to disguise himself as Bruhannala, as a dance teacher. Later, when he regained his weapons and he fought against the Kauravas, Krishna joked with him, "Oh, Arjun, I thought you were just a great dancer, but now I see that you can still fight. Maybe you should teach some of your dance moves to Kauravas before you defeat them." And in another incident, Arjun, when he was doing a 12-year yatra, pilgrimage, he visited Dwarka, and there he fell in love with Subhadra, Krishna's sister. But Balram wanted Subhadra to marry Duryodhan. So Arjun was in a difficult situation. So Krishna playfully asked Arjun, "Why don't you kidnap Subhadra and follow the Rakshas Vivaha, abduction marriage tradition?" So Arjun did that, and but Krishna told Subhadra to drive the chariot and not Arjun. So after the abduction, when Balram became angry, Krishna again joked and he defended Arjun. He said to Balram that, "Now, why are you angry? Subhadra herself chose Arjun. See how happily she is holding the lagam, the reins of the chariot. She is our dear sister. She is a princess, and she should be married to a great warrior like Arjun, not some insignificant prince like Duryodhan." So, like that, Krishna laughed and calmed Balram, and he turned a tense situation into a humorous one. So Krishna and Arjun had a very intimate friendship, and sometimes Krishna would speak to Arjun in a humorous, teasing way. And by doing so, he would strengthen their bond. Sometimes he would do that to motivate Arjun, to remind him of his abilities, or just to lighten the serious situation. Even in difficult moments, Krishna kept Arjun relaxed and focused. So Arjun is remembering all that. I remember our Guru Maharaj, I remember his classes. He would make many jokes, he would do amazing mimicry at times. Once he did an amazing mimicry of Sachidanand Maharaj. So he said that once after Tamal Krishna Maharaj left this planet, our Guru Maharaj, had a dream of Tamal Krishna Maharaj. And in that dream, Tamal Krishna Maharaj came and embraced our Guru Maharaj. So, and so much loving energy was emanating from Tamal Krishna Maharaj. So he shared that dream with Sachidanand Maharaj. And Maharaj said that, oh, I also had a dream of Tamal Krishna Maharaj. So our Guru Maharaj asked Sachidanand Maharaj, oh, what was your dream? So Sachidanand Maharaj said, in his typical style, and our Guru Maharaj did such a nice mimicry of him. So Sachidanand Maharaj says, I asked Tamal Krishna Maharaj, please tell me, what is it like? And Tamal Krishna Maharaj said, oh, Sachidanand Swami, it is different than you think. So Guru Maharaj did, a top-notch mimicry. So like that, in every class, every lecture of Guru Maharaj, it was always very light-hearted with a lot of realizations and Shastric reference, a lot of inspiration. But there would always be some humor. And he even said once in his lecture that over the years, I have made jokes, I have made people laugh, just to attract them to Krishna consciousness, just to show that we can laugh in Krishna consciousness, we can have fun in Krishna consciousness, and it doesn't have to be all dull and serious. But Maharaj said, we have to be serious about serious things. So like that, Krishna's humor was divine and affectionate, showing his love for Arjun, often to teach him some lesson or to motivate him, to lighten the mood. So that was the kind of loving and intimate friendship they shared. And then we see another color of the relationship, Krishna's tolerance towards Arjun's misbehavior at some times. So that is one of the divine qualities of Krishna, is infinite tolerance, is kshama. Despite being Supreme Personality of Godhead, he displays a lot of patience and tolerance in various situations, whether it is dealing with some miscreants or demons or devotees or even his loved ones. In his childhood, many demons directly attacked Krishna, and he tolerated their offenses until they crossed a certain limit. And he gave them, in the end, he gave them liberation. For example, Putana, the witch who tried to kill him. Putana came disguised as a loving mother, but with a hidden intention to poison baby Krishna by feeding him her breast milk. So yes, Krishna killed her, but he also mercifully accepted her service as a mother and granted her liberation, gave her the same position as Mother Yashoda in the spiritual world. So this shows his immense tolerance, even towards someone trying to harm him. Shishupal, he constantly insulted Krishna, called him names, and he blasphemed him publicly. But Krishna patiently tolerated 99 offenses, and when he made the 100th offense, he tolerated until then, and then only he killed him. And even after killing him, he liberated him. Jarasangh, he was the king of Magad. He attacked Mathura 17 times, but Krishna never killed him. He patiently tolerated his attacks and later arranged Bhima to defeat him. So this shows that Krishna tolerates even repeated aggression. Yes, Vinashaya Deshkritam, the annihilation of the miscreants, is one of his vows, but still, even to them, he gives a lot of chances, a lot of opportunities. Because after all, he is a loving father to all. So in our verse 19, Arjun rightly says that Pitruvat is so tolerant towards even those who envy him, the miscreants. Then what to speak of his devotees? Krishna's wife, Rukmani's brother, Rukmi. So Rukmani loved Krishna, but her brother Rukmi hated him, and he wanted to stop their marriage. And after Krishna defeated Rukmi, instead of killing him, he tolerated his offenses and let him live. And even Rukmi continued to criticize him throughout his life, but Krishna tolerated that. In Mahabharat war, when Arjun was confused and reluctant to fight, Krishna patiently instructed him instead of becoming angry. He did not force Arjun to follow his orders, but he lovingly guided him towards the perfection of his life. So Krishna teaches us that real tolerance means guiding others with patience and not forcing them. It is said that in Mahabharat war, when Krishna accepted the role of Arjun's chariot driver, Arjun had to show him the direction. If he wants to say go left or go right, Arjun had to touch his feet to Krishna's back, and Krishna tolerated it. And the greatest tolerance is that he comes to the material world again and again. He tolerates his own children neglecting, misunderstanding, but he never abandons us. In Bhagavad Gita, he says that he comes again and again to protect devotees. We, Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we call ourselves Gopi Bhartu Padakamalayur Dasa Dasanudasa, servants of the servants of the servants of Krishna. So if our master is so tolerant, how humble, how tolerant us, the servant of his servants, have to be. Krishna is the reservoir of all powers, and when we connect ourselves to him through our chanting, through our devotional service, through meditating on his names, we gain access to those divine powers of tolerance and humility. In Shikshastakam, there is this most famous verse regarding tolerance. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches us, Trunadapi Shunechena Taroriva Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari, that one should be more humble than a blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree, offer respect to everyone, and never expect respect for oneself. So like that, when one has that kind of consciousness, then they can constantly chant the holy names of the Lord. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also demonstrates tolerance. It comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela. No, I think the Madhya Leela. So there is this pastime when there is in Jagannath Puri, a person named Ramchandra Puri. He was a disciple of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he was a critic of Mahaprabhu, a fault finder. He was blaspheming Mahaprabhu. So once in Jagannath Puri, another associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu named Jagannath Pandit, he was living there. He saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with this Ramchandra Puri and another devotee, Premanand Puri. So they were talking, embracing, they were offering obeisances. So Jagannath Pandit, he invited all of them to eat at his house, so he can serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he arranged opulent, sumptuous Jagannath Prasad to be brought from the temple. And after the guests had eaten, Ramchandra Puri said to the host, Jagannath Pandit, that please now you also eat. But when Jagannath Pandit finished his meal, Ramchandra Puri criticized Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers. He said that I had heard that followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eat too much, more than necessary. But today I have personally seen that it is true. So he says that feeding a sannyasi too much would break his regulative principles, because when a sannyasi eats too much, then his renunciation is destroyed. So this is such a great offense, criticizing your own guru, the third nama breath. Rupa Goswami describes it as mad elephant offense. If the devotee commits an offense at the feet of a Vaishnava while he is trying to cultivate the Bhakti Lata Beach, the Bhakti Lata, the creeper of devotional service, this offense is compared to a mad elephant that uproots that creeper and breaks it. The leaves of that creeper, they dry, and the creeper of bhakti dies. So, such a great offense, instead of defending himself, Mahaprabhu tolerated that insult, and he reduced his eating, even though he was the Supreme Lord. And there was another pastime when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling in South India, and a person named Ramadas Vishwas, he said to Mahaprabhu that why are you teaching everyone to chant Krishna's name? You should chant Rama's name, because Ram is superior. And instead of arguing with him or becoming angry, Mahaprabhu just smiled and walked away. Again, he tolerated this offense. All of Krishna's names are equally potent. So, Mahaprabhu is teaching us that a devotee should not waste time in useless arguments. A devotee must be tolerant. Material world is full of offenses and criticism. And Srila Prabhupada himself, he was criticized. So he also remained tolerant, and he continued his mission. So if we lack tolerance, we will, at the first difficulty that comes our way, we will give up our efforts, our preaching. So tolerance protects us from committing aparadha, offenses. And if we become intolerant and criticize others unnecessarily, then we commit Vaishnava Aparadha. And Vaishnava Aparadha is the greatest obstacle in bhakti. So, how do we bring tolerance in ourselves? Bhagavatam teaches us service to the Lord brings humility and tolerance in us. We hear Amrish Maharaj's example again and again. There is a shloka in the 9th canto. Savai mana Krishna padaravindayo vachamsi vaikuntha gunanuvarnane karo harir mandir marjanadishu shrutim chakara chit satkathodaye. So, Amrish Maharaj always, this shloka describes how Amrish Maharaj always engages his senses, his body in service of Krishna. So, it says that Savai Manaha Krishna Padara Vindayo. Amrish Maharaj always engaged his mind at the lotus feet of Krishna. And Vachamsi Vaikuntha Gunanu Varnane, he engaged his words in glorifying Krishna. His hands in cleaning the temple. Karo Hare Mandir Marjanarisham. And his ears in hearing about Krishna. Shrutim Chakara Chitasat Kathodaya. So always engaged in serving the Lord. And what this service does, when Durvasa Muni tried to kill Amrish Maharaj, he tolerated that attack peacefully. And he just prayed to Krishna. So Durvasa Muni offended Amrish Maharaj. Amrish Maharaj himself tolerated it, but Krishna did not. We often hear that Krishna tolerates offenses to him. He doesn't tolerate offenses done to his devotees. So Krishna sent his Sudarshan Chakra to protect Amrish Maharaj. He personally protected this tolerant devotee Amrish Maharaj. And we also see Bhagavatam, the example of Prahlad Maharaj. So we should all pray to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that please bless us with patience and tolerance. So we can serve Krishna without any offense. And that's it. Service is the best way to destroy our false ego, to serve our Guru, serve Srila Prabhupada, serve the Vaishnavas. It helps us develop tolerance. In third canto, we will have a whole chapter. The whole chapter is dedicated to describing the glories of bhakti. And Kapil Dev, an incarnation of the Lord, is instructing Mother Devhuti. There also this quality of tolerance is glorified. It's a very famous shloka. Titikshava karunika suhrada sarvadehina ajata shatravah shanta sadhava sadhubhushana. The first symptom of a sadhu, a devotee, is that he is tolerant, titikshava, and then he is karunika, he is merciful. He is suhrada sarvadehinam, he is a friend for everyone. He has no enemies. He is peaceful and he abides by the scriptures. A devotee is always filled with thoughts of the pastimes and activities of the Lord, and he is not satisfied with his own liberation. He is a suhrad, a friend of all souls. So he wants to share the bliss he is getting from devotional service. He wants to share it with everyone. He wants to preach. Yare dekha tare kaha Krishna upades. So sometimes when he is trying to do so, the preaching work, he faces some resistance, some opposition. Someone may ill-treat him because the conditioned souls are not ready to hear or talk about bhakti, to receive the knowledge of devotional service. So sometimes devotees are personally attacked with violence. Srila Prabhupada gives example of Jesus Christ. He was crucified. Haridas Thakur comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He was caned. He was beaten with cane in 22 marketplaces because of the envy of the Muslim rulers and the qazis of his time. Because despite of being born in a Muslim family, Haridas Thakur became a great devotee of Krishna, and he was constantly engaged in chanting the holy name. So that irritated the Muslim authorities, and the local Muslim, the ruler, he was provoked by some envious people. So he ordered that Haridas must be punished severely. So Haridas Thakur was taken from one marketplace to another marketplace, 22 different marketplaces, and he was publicly beaten. With their intention was that he will die from that torture. But by the mercy of Krishna, he miraculously survived without feeling any pain. He remained completely absorbed in chanting the holy name. He just kept saying Hari Bol, Hari Bol. He didn't protest or retaliate in any way. And even seeing his tolerance, the torturers, they themselves became fearful. And eventually they thought that he's died. They threw him into Gangaji. So Haridas Thakur tolerated it all. He remained, by mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he remained unharmed, and he continued his chanting. So rightly, later Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally glorified Haridas Thakur as Namacharya. We say Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai. So Namacharya, the great teacher of the holy name, he demonstrates this quality of tolerance. Then Lord Nityanand, he was also violently attacked by Jagai and Madhai, but still he was tolerant because his mission was to deliver the fallen souls. Prahlad Maharaj, his unshakable faith, his tolerance, even under extreme torture, he did not waver in his devotion. So all these examples of all these great devotees of Krishna, of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they show us that titiksha, tolerance, is one of the ornaments of a devotee. My apologies. Looks like today's class has become that of tolerance. Thank you so much, devotees, for being tolerant and tolerating my talks on tolerance. But here, in this section of Bhagavatam, Arjun is remembering that Krishna, despite of being Supreme Personality of Godhead, he used to tolerate his reproaches. In Hindi, we say daatna or jhad dena, or scolding or taunting sometimes. So even Krishna's sakhas and the gopis, they would sometimes teasingly reproach Krishna with affection. Once, while Krishna was enjoying lunch with his friend in the forest, one of his friends, Madhumangal, a Brahman boy with a great appetite, he scolded Krishna. He said that, Krishna, you are the son of Nand Maharaj, the king, but why do you steal my food? Then the other boys laughed and they teased Krishna. They said, Madhumangal, don't bother scolding him. He is used to stealing, whether it's butter or our food. He can't help himself. He's a thief. So Krishna just laughed and he, in a way, we can say, tolerated that reproach. So Krishna just doesn't say that he is a suhrat, a friend or a well-wisher of all jivas, but he shows it too. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajamyaham. Krishna reciprocates with his pure devotees just in the way the devotee wants him. One devotee may want Krishna as a master. They might serve him dasya bhav. Another devotee might want him as a personal friend, Sakya. Another might want him as a son, Vatsalya. And some devotee might want him as his lover. So Krishna rewards all the devotees equally according to their intensities of love and their mood of love for him. So it's 8 minutes past 7. If we start the verse 20, we might not have enough time. So we'll leave that for tomorrow. Thank you so much for your enthusiastic participation and inspiring me to glorify Krishna, to glorify Bhagavatam. If anyone has any comments or corrections, additions, questions, please feel free to share.
Thank you very much for the nice class, Mataji. No question at this time. Thank you.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Granth-raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Have a blissful Krishna conscious day.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Bhava Mai Devi Dasi Mataji ki jai.
Yes.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.